Hi everybody, so welcome to the last video. Thank you for bearing with me. I know it's been quite an ambitious project today, this one. So the last thing we're going to do in this video then is a bit of tidying out, some housekeeping. So we're just going to do some work on the helicopter, and we're going to add in some audio just to sort of give it a bit of dramatic effect. So just before we move on, my foreground rubble that I was talking about in the last video, I have here's my rubble foreground, so you can see in my effects here I've desaturated it down to about 30. I've added a curves effect like so, and then a fast box blur, and then this one I've desaturated it, but I didn't add the curves effect this time, and then I've added the blur, and then this one I didn't actually even desaturate this one. I've left it at the same color. I might desaturate it a bit later on, but anyway, I just thought it just added a bit of different texture in the scene. So anyway, so that's what we've ended up with. Now, before we sort of move on just quickly, the thing to say about this is, you know, obviously it's made out of two-dimensional effects, so it's not going to bear close scrutiny, and that's not the point. That's not why we're doing it. You know, the point about something like this is it is intended to be like a kind of a passing shot. You know, there's something that gives you information without necessarily being something that you're going to look into in a lot of detail. You know, so if you watch anything professional, particularly things like series, where they've got so much content to make, you'll often find these kinds of effects sort of added in, you know, and they don't necessarily bear close scrutiny, but it doesn't really matter because the point is that's not what they're there for. They're there just to sort of provide a passing shot. So as an example, here's a clip from the BBC drama Vigil that was brought in, you know, that came out over the summer. So here's the shot of the car driving past the loch, and then there's the supposed naval base. Now obviously this isn't a real naval base. They've added this into the location shot. Some of this is real, I believe, but obviously this bit particularly isn't. You can see the trees are totally the wrong height, they're the wrong colour. They look like they're in the wrong time of year. There's no kind of proper illumination on these buildings. They just look very flat and a bit plonked, you know. But the point is that it doesn't really kind of matter too much, because it's just a passing shot. It's just designed to kind of give us a bit of information before the whole thing moves on, you know. So if you look at the actual sequence, here's the car, you know, we drive past the lock, there's our sort of focus on the naval base, and then we just move on to the next clip, you know. And you see this all the time in all sorts of series, you know, on Netflix and bits and pieces. So anyway, so that's what something like this is meant to be. It's meant to just be a sort of, you know, a passing shot, if you like, that kind of gives you a bit of information. Now, you know, that doesn't mean we can't take time on it and kind of enjoy the process. So what we're going to do finally then, as I say, is just work on this helicopter a bit more, because the rotors clearly aren't moving. You know, we want them to. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to our helicopter. Okay, if we zoom in on the helicopter, we might be sort of wanting to blur it a little bit more, because it is perhaps a bit clearly a sort of 3D object. Let's take it to there so we don't see the lights. Yeah, but yeah, I think we'll probably leave it as it is for now. So the first thing I'm going to do then, I've got helicopter 1 highlighted. I'm going to go to Command D to make now helicopter 2, as you might imagine. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is with helicopter 2, I'm now going to go to an effect, and I'm going to go to a fast blur, and I might just go horizontal again, and I might go blur radius to sort of something like that, maybe a bit more than that, because what I'm going to try and do with this is for the rotors. This isn't for the yeah, it's not quite working because it's moving side to side, isn't it? So yeah, I might go sort of horizontal and vertical then, and that'll just yeah. Now this won't necessarily become super clear yet, because we can still see the other helicopter underneath. But what we're now going to do is, with helicopter 2, if we take our pen tool, we're now going to map around the rotors like so I can see that, and I'm also going to come up to the end here as well, so I can see like that. So I want to keep that, but I want to lose that bit, and I'm going to go, actually I've not done this right, I should have started that underneath, shouldn't I? But anyway, that's fine. Can go like so, and then all the way back to there. So then that should now give me my rotors. I can see helicopter 1 underneath, and if I go on to helicopter 2, if I now add more blur, then I should be now able to see. So this is what we're seeing. If we turn off helicopter 1, we can now see that one underneath, and then helicopter 2 is, perhaps we've got too much blur on it. There we go. That's why we couldn't see it. So if we turn off helicopter 1, we can now see these rotors. That's what we want. Okay, and now I'm going to go into blur radius, and I'm just going to up that blur just a little bit, maybe down a bit more to sort of 2, something like that, so that the rotors themselves are blurred and they just look a little bit more like they're moving. Okay, and now if we bring in helicopter 1, there we go. Now the problem we've got at the moment, of course, is that we're still seeing the rotors through from helicopter 1, aren't we? So if we now go into helicopter 1, I can now cut these rotors out like that, and I can go into helicopter 1 and I can just say, no, I want that inverted, so that's that. And now also in helicopter 1 I can go around like so with another mask, and I can do that. Okay, and then I can go in helicopter 1, I can go to subtract, because we've got to tell it what to do. And now there we are. Now we've got our situation where we've got helicopter 1, which if I turn the eye off for helicopter 1, you can just see the rotors, and that's helicopter 2. And if I turn off helicopter 2, you can just see the helicopter without the rotor blades. Okay, so that just sort of softens that a little bit. Whether you think it's worth doing, you know, you might want to kind of make a mask that actually does move a little bit more, because at the moment it kind of just doesn't quite, it still doesn't quite work, you know. So yeah, you might want to sort of perhaps do it so that it's sort of rotating, or you're chopping into it a little bit, that sort of thing, if you wanted to fettle it. But for now, I think that'll do for our purposes at the moment. Okay, right then, the last thing I'm going to do then is I might add another dust texture in the foreground here, because I'm seeing a bit too much detail, you know, so I might want to add another sort of dust atmosphere texture in there. But for now, as I say, you can kind of fettle that, and I don't want these videos to last forever. So the last thing I'm going to do then is I'm going to come into Project, and I'm going to go and bring in the 2 audio clips that I was suggesting that we use. So one of them is the helicopter sound effect from there. So you're going to drag that helicopter sound effect down to the bottom of our clip, like so, and that should now play. Oops. And there, that should do. So that's now, obviously that's still a video, so I'm just going to drag that right down to the bottom so we can't see it, and now that'll play under our clip, or you can do that in Premiere, it's entirely up to you. And I've also added a kind of like a synthy sound texture as well that you can hear, but you won't be able to hear that if I play it back now anyway, because I've got my headphones on, so you won't be able to hear it. So anyway, so that's the end of this tutorial. As I say, thank you for bearing with me, because it's quite an ambitious project, but I wanted to go through a number of different techniques here so that you've got them on a video and you can come back to them again. So yeah, thank you for bearing with me, as I say. Hope you've enjoyed it, and yeah, I'll look forward to seeing what you come up with. Nice one.